What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Ladarius back at you with another video. Hey, you know where I'm at. It's dark out here. About to clock in. Hey guys, I want to leave you with another tip. Another tip if you're trying to get into the lawn care or start a business. Another tip for you. Hey, do you know that you can tap into your 401k? If you didn't know this, you could tap into your 401k. It's called the 401k-B. It's basically where you can borrow money from your 401k. And typically it's going to be like half of it. You can borrow up to half of it at least. And if you don't need to borrow up to half of it, you can still borrow up to, within that half, within that perimeter of the half. So say for instance, if you have, let's say you got 100,000, just make it easy, 100,000 in your 401k. You could go to your 401k, which is a 401k-B, and you can borrow against yourself. You could take a personal loan out. I think the interest rates is a little bit lower, if not, but still, it hovers around, I think it hovers around 6-7%. I'm not sure. Hey, I'm not a financial advisor either, so you don't have to do this. I'm not telling you got to do this, but I'm just giving you a tip that if you're trying to start a business or you need a little extra cash or you need something, why not borrow from yourself? And if I'm not mistaken, when you borrow from yourself, it gives you, you got up to 5 years to pay it back to yourself. And I believe the interest that acquires to yourself just goes back into your pot, which is kind of cool because you're basically just borrowing your money, Like I said, that's the way that I read it. That's the way I looked at it. And why not do that? I mean, that there's people that don't even make it to use their retirement money. There's people, I know, friends and family that's died before they were able to use their Social Security, tap into their 401k, all that stuff. So you're not guaranteed nothing. You got one life, one shot. That's why you should give it your all. You should enjoy life to the fullest and things like that. But if you ever need some cash and you're working, now you have to be working. You have to build this up. And if you are a hard worker and you just need that extra cash, you could go into your 401k/401k-B and borrow money. Say for instance, here's another example. Say for instance, instead of going to the bank or whatever the case is, you need to buy a car. If you could borrow up to $20,000 of your own money and pay yourself back within 5 years, then why not do that instead of the bank? You know what I mean? And you might have some people saying, well, that's your retirement, and that's your this, and that's your that. So what? So what? Take advantage of these situations and just go for it. Just go for it. If you need that extra cash to buy or to start you a business, it might be the best thing that you do within this time frame, and then pay yourself back and then retire and still have your money. You know what I mean? So you might think that, you might have some people say, oh, that's a losing situation. Why would you borrow for your 401k and stuff like that? Like I said, if you need the money to start you a business, or say, for instance, they even got on there where if you own a home, you could go on there and borrow money, your own money, and you can borrow a little bit more than the personal loan. And say, for instance, you came into a bind where, you're about to lose your home, or you're about to, you're about to get foreclosured on, or you need to, basically is either to buy a home. You can use that money to either buy you a home too. You can snatch that money out, buy you a home. Now that money is also locked up into your home. So it's just another investment property that you done locked your money up in. You know what I mean? So, or buying your first home, or buying you a car with lower interest. It's a whole bunch of situations, but you are taking out of your retirement fund. You are taking out of your 401k, but you're paying yourself back. It's not like you just taking out the money and you're not going to see that. There's another thing where people with money and stuff, when they get their whole life insurance and all that stuff, they get a big policy, or they get a policy, and then they borrow against their home life insurance. Like I said, I'm not no financial advisor or guru or nothing like that. I'm just stating some of the things that I've heard and the things that I've read and the situations that people been through that relate to me and stuff like that they use these options in order to get over that hump. So, I've even done it before. I've taken some, I've went into my 401k, and I, borrowed my own money to finance me a car, where I just paid that car, and then they just automatically take it out of my paycheck at my job, until it's paid back. And majority of the time, I end up paying that back a year or two beforehand, because when I come into some money, I just dump it back on there and put my money back in there. Now it's back up there, and then the next following year, you didn't put money in there, it just keeps growing. So instead of borrowing, now that next year you got $150,000 or $160,000 in there, now you could borrow, half of that. You know what I mean? Or if you got $120,000 in there, you could borrow up to $60,000. You know what I mean? So it's just different avenues that you could go down in order to, make that dream come true, get out of a bind. Hey, like I said, you're not promised tomorrow. You're not promised tomorrow. And I know that you have to prepare for, retirement and all that stuff, but who's to say you're going to make it to retirement? You know what I mean? So, there's a lot of people out here that don't even make it to retirement, or don't even. So if you got that opportunity and you need to take advantage of that opportunity, don't be afraid to do it. It might be the best thing that you could do while you're living. You know what I mean? While you're living, your home, your whole life insurance. I'm telling you, the rich guys and the people that have these whole life insurance, they borrow against it. So while they're living, they're using that cash to take out tax-free and apply it to an asset, or apply it to a business, or start a business, and then they slowly pay that money back. And then with the whole life insurance, if you don't pay that money back, when you do actually pass, they just subtract that what you took out from your whole life insurance. So There's all these different type of ways that you start reading upon and seeing and stuff. You just got to try it. It might work, it might not. You know, you might have to do a little something else a little bit different, but that's a tip for you. That's a tip for you. You know, I never knew that. I was working for years before somebody told me that. And somebody said, hey, you know that you could tap into your 401k and get money out? And I'm like, really? I'm like, how you do that? And I got a hold of somebody and they just told me how to do it. And man, I'm like, man, I could take $10,000 out of my 401k as a personal loan and pay it back within 5 years. You could choose the years, but it's up to 5 years. You could choose 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. But the max is you got 5 years to pay that back. When you borrow to get a home or something like that, they give you up to 10 years to pay that back in, to put that back in. So, I don't know. I just thought that was a nice little tip that I could share with you before I go ahead and punch into the clock. But anyway, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Like my videos, share my videos, and yeah, once you subscribe to my channel, I got over, I don't know, close to 600 videos that you can watch, and some of them are entertaining, some of them are, you know, me dropping some jewels, some of them are just videos of me going through this roller coaster of life and business and everything. So lawn care, you name it, but you're on this journey with me. So, you know, it's cool to be a part of this with you guys. All right, guys, I'm out.